The altitude here is unlike anything I've ever experienced. This llama was born yesterday. Is this what you imagine Peru to look like? Look at what's behind me right now. There is no lake on earth higher up than this. What a spectacular view. Almost every single activity, they all start at 3 AM. Hello from a brand new country, our third in our South American adventure. We have just arrived in Cusco, Peru.
We have.
Woohoo! If you're up to date with the vlog from Colombia, towards the end of our travels there, Tom and I got some kind of sickness bug or like stomach flu. We just weren't 100% right. We're still not quite 100%, but we're a lot better than we were, or I definitely am anyway. I do feel a lot more like a human being, and that's definitely a good thing because tomorrow we are doing the Inca Trail. So we're spending 4 days here in Cusco, which if you don't know, this is kind of probably the tourist hotspot of Peru. There's the most activities to do here. Machu Picchu is like done from here, and it's definitely probably the place everybody speaks about the most. So we actually were not going to start here, we were going to end here before we realized that the Inca Trail, which is the trek you do to get to Machu Picchu, is shut in February for the whole month. So we did sort of rejig our plan and change our route. We just flipped it on its head and decided we'd start here and end in Lima. So that is what we're doing. We arrived at 2 AM in the morning, so we haven't seen any of it, and we're about to head out and go for a little explore, grab some breakfast. You're still not feeling 100%, are you?
Not quite, but we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're hoping that tomorrow is the first day of our trek. We need to be feeling better. Currently getting a little bit wet from this fountain. But yeah, so far, really liking the vibes. I would say it feels pretty quiet in terms of like, not necessarily the level of people and cars, but like actually the noise. It's like, it feels kind of peaceful here. Lots of nice architecture. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about Peru. This is probably the country I was looking forward to visiting the most, just because I've never heard a bad word about it. And there's lots to do here, isn't there? We've got a jam-packed itinerary. Yes, we are starting off with a very bougie coffee, but this whole region of South America, I just love their coffees, and it's not even that expensive to drink such good ones. I love it. No, honestly, that's like the perfect froth. Not to be a coffee snob, but that's like the perfect coffee. Also got a little Danish. Tom's got an espresso. Not sure if it's gonna make you feel better or worse, that. So there do be women walking around with llamas in like baby slings, and while they are so cute, yeah, you can see it, there he is, look at him, it's so cute, I do just think it's not really how a llama's meant to be kept. And I also think, you know, they are just coming up to you to get money off of you, and it was very cute, but also we actually have no cash anyway, but I was like, oh no thanks, not keen on that. But they are probably going to be everywhere. I've seen so many photos of llamas across all of our time researching Peru, so I want to see them, but I do want to see them like ethically and in the right environment. I'm kind of hoping that we see them on the Inca Trail, but obviously I do know that they do use them for tourism. It's such a tough one. It's like a symbol of Peru, but then also, yeah, it's tricky. Look at what's behind me right now. We're in like a main square here in Cusco. I will say walking around and vlogging is making me super out of breath, and I do think it's potentially the altitude. I know I'm unfit, but I'm not this unfit. Yeah, I do kind of feel as though I'm not feeling like, basically the description that we heard was like, oh, you're gonna feel basically as if you're like really hungover. I don't feel like I'm hungover. I just feel like kind of catching my breath every time that I'm walking, but it's not necessarily like an ill feeling.
And I do have a really slight headache. I usually get headaches fairly.
Tom's so prone to headaches, migraines, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm already a little bit ill, and I already had a slight headache the last couple of days, so I don't know if it's this or not, but it's definitely bearable.
Yeah, it's nothing that's like wiping us out. We've allowed today to just like relax, see a bit of Cusco, adjust to the altitude, because everybody told us, oh, you need like at least 24 hours. So we thought, okay, we'll allow just over 24 hours before we like go trekking or do anything. But honestly, I feel like I could trek today. Like,
I've just bought some new hiking trousers. I've never owned any before, and we was doing Machu Picchu and then had to go in here in Argentina, and a lot of hikes in the next month, I'd say.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of a necessity.
Yeah.
Went to Decathlon and I got these, but they're actually really good because they can be converted to a short.
I'm sure you guys really want to watch Tom strip his legs off, but I thought, yeah. Why is that so funny?
There you go.
You gotta take your shoe off now though. They're not specifically hiking trousers, they're just like water resistant. Guys, we have come into the main markets here in Cusco, and I'm on a spending spree, but everything is so cheap that it's actually fine, right? Because look at how cute everything is. Are you kidding? Everything is just so nice. I really like the style of like how everything looks here, like all of the Peruvian like wool, and the fact that everything is woven. They're selling knitted woven jumpers made by hand for £6, and I'm just like, what the hell? But obviously we do have bags and we can't fit that much with us, but I'm tempted to do it anyway and just struggle because I don't know when we'll ever be back here, and there's so much amazing, decent quality stuff. Like, look at my wrist. I've been here for 5 minutes. Can't take me anywhere, and it's usually you, but I really love the style of everything here, how colourful it all is. Bit of me. So this is the name of the market, and I really recommend checking it out if you are planning your own trip here, but be prepared to come away with a whole bag of stuff you don't need. Future Molly is jumping in here because you're probably thinking, where is the Machu Picchu footage? Very valid. I have actually vlogged that completely separately. We did a 2-day trekking trip at Machu Picchu, and as it is a wonder of the world and as I've never done anything quite like it, I thought we'll vlog this separately. So a little extra bonus travel vlog will be up on Thursday, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, and we're gonna flash forward to when we're back. Good morning. It's 4 AM. Every single day in Peru has started before 5 AM so far. Looking rough, but we're heading to Rainbow Mountain, and in a few hours I'll be super excited about that. Right now I'm still asleep, but this is a Peru bucket list for a lot of people, I believe, and myself included. I'm not functioning right now, so I'll catch up with you soon. We have arrived at the Rainbow Mountain. Look at how bundled up I am. That is because it is 5 degrees, very cold, and basically this is the first time I've had to use my big jacket because of the cold, not because of the rain. So I'm very grateful for it right now. I don't know where Tom's going, he's just wandering off. But we have arrived at the Rainbow Mountain, and we have actually booked to do a tour with Get Your Guide. They have kindly gifted us it, where we actually drive ATVs, which I think we in the UK just call quad bikes. I don't know if they're any different or if it's just got a different name, but
all-terrain vehicle.
All-terrain vehicle up the side of the mountain. And if you haven't seen what the Rainbow Mountain looks like before, I'm so sure that you have. This is what it looks like when you Google it. I am aware that when we see it in real life it's probably not going to look like this, because I know the colours are a lot more like muted in real life. People love to up the saturation, probably myself included when I put it on my Instagram story. But before that we are going to be getting on ATVs and driving up the mountain. Now we do have a little bit of experience with this. We've done this before. We sand dune quad biked in Western Australia, which was very fun. I'm not doing it. I am a passenger princess. Tom is doing it, and I'm going to sit on the back and get some fun clips. We've just got out of our little transit vans. These guys brought us from Cusco this morning. It took 4 hours. It was long.
I think it's cold here.
It's really cold. We're not really dressed quite properly. You arrive, there's a few little stalls, you can buy some bits and bobs. We have just bought some cocoa sweets because we left ours by mistake, but they cost like 10p or something to buy some more. Because we are at the highest altitude that we have been at so far at all, which is 4,500 meters.
4,700 meters.
4,700 meters above sea level. That's very high. Look at the beautiful landscape behind me in every direction. It's gorgeous. Oh my goodness me, I've never seen anything like it.
So friends, for example, for the hikers guys, it's like a 1 hour and a half walking up.
Goodness, guys, we have made it to the top. I'm so out of breath. The altitude here is unlike anything I've ever experienced. Like, it's not just like being out of breath, it's like with every breath I'm so lightheaded, but it's worth it because look at this view. It is just incredible, and something insane just happened. We were standing right here where this lady in pink is taking pictures, and this couple in the ponchos down here just got engaged.
I don't know how we didn't pass out.
I don't.
Because the altitude, I'm struggling here.
Yeah.
And he had to deal with that and
yeah, honestly. So I didn't really know what was happening at first because I think they might be French, and I heard this like commotion going on and everybody was like cheering and stuff, and I was like, what is everybody commotioning about? And then I looked to my left and he's literally down on one knee and the llamas are like there and she's crying, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry. What a special moment for them. Look at the backdrop. Tom just said he's still a Cinder.
Can't do it now.
Can't do it now. God, boomer, I have to put the ring back.
I never had planned to do it now. So many people couldn't do it then, guys.
So many people keep commenting on my Instagram being like, have you gone to South America to get engaged? No guys, we have not. So get that idea out of your head. We don't want to get engaged yet because we want to keep spending our money on stuff like this. But I'm so happy for them because just so special. Anyway, I feel like it's temporarily taken away from this insane landscape that we're looking at, which is just ridiculous. I also have so much respect for the people that have hiked this because we didn't did it on these quad bikes that are down here, and we're out of breath. So this is a kind of crazy queue at the top here to take a photo with the sign which says altitude 5,036 meters above sea level, and this guy is taking the best photos of everybody. Guys, we've just absolutely rushed down the side of this mountain. I'm so lightheaded because we were like, oh my god, they're going, they're going. We are 10 minutes late, but it's just too beautiful. I feel like the only thing I've got to say really about this activity is you don't really get long enough, because you only get 40 minutes to like climb up to the top and take the photos and stuff, and like there's a big queue to take the pictures, and people are being super respectful. They're taking one at a time. You can get a photo, like it's definitely not super overcrowded. It's easy enough to get the photo, but once you've done all that, you've not really had time to like take it in, and I feel like, oh, I just want to stay here. Kind of is reminding me of New Zealand, and again, I know you guys don't like it when I say it reminds me of somewhere else, but it's the only ballpoint that I've got to give, because the mountains, the snow, the way the clouds sitting on top of it, I mean, I guess it's similar to any mountain range. I've maybe only seen the ones in New Zealand, but you ready? Get that squat with the Rainbow Mountain behind you. Time to get back on. Tom's putting his sneed on, which he has from his go-karting days.
Go-karting days.
All twice of them.
That I won.
The day that you won at go-karting, yeah. This llama was born yesterday. How crazy is that? Oh my goodness me. I look 12 years old. Class and no makeup, the stripy top, the combo is not doing much for me. We are having dinner in a restaurant for the first time in 8 nights, because we have not felt up to, well, not even just a restaurant, we're having dinner for the first time in 8 nights, should I actually say. We have just not had an appetite, guys, and it's so unlike Tom and I. We're big foodies. We are big into eating out, street food. We have not done any of that for 8 days, so we've saved a lot of money, which is great. Awful for like our strength. So anyway, we've come out, we're just getting a very basic plain pizza, and then in about an hour we need to leave to get our bus. We are getting an overnight bus to Puno. Speaking of, it has arrived. That's very cheese heavy. How's my tummy gonna cope? I'm hoping it's gonna be fine, guys. I've felt okay for like 36 hours now, so I'm hoping I can eat something, please. Basically, we're getting an overnight bus to Puno, which is our second location here in Peru. So as you can imagine, after a 12-hour overnight bus, I was not really feeling like picking up the vlogging camera, especially when we went straight from the bus to a full day tour of Lake Titicaca, which is the main thing that people come to Puno to do. If you haven't heard of it, this is actually the highest lake in the world in terms of elevation. And a lot of people do day trips here to visit the houses that are on the lake, because there are actually communities of people that live in these little houses on these little islands full time. Like, this is where they live. It's such a different way of life to anything I've ever seen before, so we really did want to explore this and do a tour, but the morale was not the highest at the beginning, I'm going to be brutally honest.
Okay, amigos, welcome to Los Uros. I told you here, I will continue. I am going to inform more with some examples, because the students go to the primary school. They use for go to the toilet. They have some lettings into the Totorori. They use for fishing. Inclusive now, for them, it's a romantic taxi, because he says here there are the movies, no parks, no avenues.
So once we'd had a little look inside the houses, we headed back on the boat to visit another island where we actually stopped for lunch, and we got chatting to all the other people on our tour this day and made a really nice group of friends, which was so lovely, especially after the long overnight bus. And the day just kept improving. Considering the morale started low, this actually ended up being one of my favourite activities. Good morning / good afternoon from a very noisy Lake Titicaca, which I hope I am saying correctly. And instead of looking at me, what you want to look at is the view we are looking at right now. This right here is the highest freshwater lake, oh no, just the highest lake actually in the world. We are at 3,800 meters of elevation. There is no lake on earth higher up than this. It is crazy, and it's also absolutely beautiful. The weather has pulled through, guys. We are actually in Peru and it's rainy season, but we are getting pretty lucky, which doesn't often happen for Tom and I if you saw the Costa Rica vlog. But anyway, we are currently on a guided tour of the lake. I can't lie, we got into Puno at 5 a.m. and we went straight out on this tour at 7 a.m. so we had 2 hours. We did not really sleep on the bus last night, which meant that we are doing this after an all night I've been awake. So when we first started this tour this morning, the morale was low and I didn't want to vlog, so I've got a few clips that I can voice over, but I thought I would intro it now because we are sitting in the gorgeous sunshine.
We organised this through Peru Hop, by the way, which I would recommend to use. They're very good, very efficient. You can get around the whole country very easily, and they have like a guide on the bus with you. Yeah. This is how we sorted sorted this activity out.
Yeah, I actually think I'll do a little bit about Peru Hop in probably tomorrow's section because we're getting another overnight bus, and I didn't really speak about it last night, but if you are thinking of planning a trip to Peru, that's definitely your first part of call for sure. Look at this. Is this what you imagined Peru to look like? Because I didn't. I think we might be the last ones back to the boat. But you know what? We were too busy enjoying the tranquility of just sitting here, not even talking, just taking in this view. Oh, okay. I think, did we come this way? No. Was it? Are we lost? Okay. God, guys, this is just so beautiful. Let's keep this real, guys, because wherever we go, no matter what we're doing, Tom will have the Liverpool game on if he can. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours. We are back in the hotel room. I've just washed my hair and got out of the shower. That's why it looks like this. Hermione Granger. And also there's just so much beeping going on outside because they really, really love to use the horns here. But we have decided to put in a bit of effort, guys. We basically had a big old nap on the boat. Like on the way there it took 2 hours and on the way back it took 2 hours, and we pretty much slept for most of that, apart from Tom watching the Liverpool game. So instead of getting back and just like rotting in bed, we were like, do you know what? We're gonna go and get some proper food. Like I said yesterday, we've really not eaten very much over the last week. We've finally got our appetites back, and we made friends with a really lovely couple on the trip today who gave us endless recommendations because they have done this exact trip but in reverse. So everywhere that we're going they've already been. So that was lovely. I also really enjoyed the tour. Lake Titicaca is genuinely beautiful, so stunning. You definitely shouldn't miss it out. I think if you're doing a route that's either from Lima to Cusco or Cusco to Lima, it's a pretty natural stop anyway. Honestly, the traffic sound. I'm hoping this stops before we go to bed. Anyway, we're gonna go out and grab some food. Got my Peruvian jumper on again. Let's go. We've got a proper dinner for once, guys. I've got veggie cannelloni. Is it alpaca steak or normal steak? Normal steak. Look at Tom's jumper, how cute does he look? Sort of giving Mr. Darcy in the first Bridget Jones, but I mean it in the best way. You don't know what I mean, do you? Yeah. Now this is how you know we've got our appetites back. Woohoo!
First dessert in
a while. One thing I love about South America is how much dancing in the streets there is. The music and the dancing, everywhere we've been across the whole continent, people are just dancing in the streets, and I'm like, you'd get looked at funny if you did that at home, but I love it here. The energy is just so good. Even when it's like wet, rainy, kind of gross, quite cold, people are just breaking out into a dance and they all seem to know it. It's amazing. Good morning from Puno. We have a very chilled day in the town today, and the town is looking very cute. Breakfast is served. It's backpacking, guys, okay? Look, we're doing our best. For God's sake. When I tell you we've spent the entire day working from this table, we've befriended the staff. He is getting a good tip. He's been lovely. We love you. Slay. This is the cafe / restaurant we have spent the entire day. If you're looking for a place to sit and work in Puno, they're few and far between, but this is one place that was actually wonderful, and the staff were so lovely. The food was really good. Super cute. We started outside. We moved inside as it got colder. Now it is 6:30 and we are leaving. Oh wow. A whole performance is happening. This is the name of it. I actually just recommend it just generally for food, even if you're not looking to sit and work.
There's not a great deal of options actually.
There's not. It's not a very big town. It reminds me in a weird way of Beverly. We're gonna walk down now that the sun is setting to the lighthouse just to stretch our legs, get off our screens. Don't know what's happening to the right of me. But yeah, productive afternoon. Not sure what's going on. Like I say, constant activity, constant celebration. South America loves a party. So this is the town of Puno from the docks. So it kind of is sat in the mountains. This is where we caught the boat from yesterday. This is actually the lake, the famous lake. We thought we'd come down and see it one more time before we have to leave. And in doing so, we were greeted with these absolutely terrifying looking rowboats that you can like take out, or pedal boats. I'm sorry, actually look at that. I think it's meant to be Stuart Little. Traumatizing. Mickey Mouse over there. Is he alright? Also Tom and Jerry. Did anybody else watch Tom and Jerry? I was obsessed with this as a kid. This is Puno's lighthouse. It sits on the dock. It's not very big. We kind of just wanted to stretch our legs. Which one of the boats do you find most frightening?
It's quite worrying how much weight Mario's lost.
Yeah, Mario. Oh, I didn't film Mario. Mario and Luigi down there. It is something. It is frightening. We've come to look at the sign one more time. This says Lago Titicaca, folklore capital of Peru. We love the word folklore. It's dotted all over South America. They love folklore. Don't think they mean the album. Shall we get it? Tuk tuk.
Let's do it.
How did you get up there? This is the hotel that we've been staying in. We are just about to leave, go and get on the bus, which is picking us up right now. Oh, more horns. Good morning. from our final location of this vlog. How was the overnight bus?
Dreadful.
Dreadful, yeah, it was rough, wasn't it? It was a little sweaty, it was a little warm.
It was so hot. Like, they had the heaters on full blast for some reason, even though it wasn't cold.
No.
And the heaters were like right next to your leg.
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought it was just me that maybe had the heater for the whole bus, so I was dying. So you were the same.
No, I was the same.
It was so hot.
But we have made it to Arequipa and we are staying in Salina/Social. This is its new name, guys. And we've got our breakfast that's included and it's not bad, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of food. It's an absolutely beautiful hostel. I think I'll do a little tour because if you're looking for somewhere to stay in Arequipa, I mean, we've not explored outside yet, but I'm pretty sure we're in a great location and it's pretty beautiful. Guys, this is a hostel, I just want to reiterate. Look at the size of that grape. Why is that grape that big? Hello guys, we have finished up breakfast. We're back in the room. I thought I'd quickly show you it. Like I mentioned, we're staying at Social Salina. They've rebranded. And this is a really, really nice hostel. We've stayed in some beautiful hostels across South America. I have to say, if I was playing a game of Top Trumps, I think South America would beat both Southeast Asia and Australia in terms of the quality of hostel because they all just seem a bit more modern, a bit cleaner. I don't know if we've just stayed in really like decent ones. They've also been pretty quiet. It's the low season in a lot of South America, which we actually quite like. It means that it's a bit easier to travel, it's less busy. But yeah, let me show you the room.
What, a bed?
We have got a bed.
It's quite a nice bed. Wardrobe plus shelf storage place.
Yep.
Which is handy. A desk actually.
Desk.
A lot of them don't have desks, so that is quite handy.
Yeah, most rooms don't have desks. That's good if you're a laptop worker. TV. That is precariously balanced right there.
I haven't been down here. What's down here?
Luggage storage space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mirror.
Good morning. Hello.
And the bathroom's actually really nice, albeit very small.
Yeah,
very
the bathroom
minimal,
is tiny.
But the shower's really nice and it's kind of everything you need really.
Yeah, you got mirror, toilet and sink, shower with all three shower gel, shampoo and conditioner, which is great when you're traveling,
That is
and
great when you're traveling.
the shower runs really hot, which is also great. So anyway, now we're about to go and explore the old town of Arequipa. We're going to aim to try some street food because we've heard that it's really famous for its food scene here, which is good because we've got our appetites back now. And we're also just going to have a wander around some of the really old buildings. Apparently there is a UNESCO World Heritage Site here, which Tom is quite interested in because he's got this little app where he's ticking off all of the wonders of the world and UNESCO World Heritage Sites that he has visited. So if you too love a list and an app like that, Tom can recommend that one.
The app's okay.
Oh right, okay. Welcome to the main square in Arequipa. I hope we're saying that right. Could be Arequipa, I'm really not sure. But I love a fountain in Peru. Everywhere you go, there's always a fountain and it's always beautiful. This is the UNESCO World Heritage Site that we were just speaking about.
It's all square.
Really, really beautiful, guys. You can see the European influence on the architecture and it's really nice. Really beautiful stone, really beautiful arches, and in each of the arches there's like little shops, little cafes. So I think we're just gonna have a wander around, have a little bit of an explore. We have just walked inside to have a closer up look at the church. We wanted to have a look inside it, but it's only open between 5 and 6 p.m. in the evening, and then they turned Tom away, not me. This is the first time this has ever happened. Tom was wearing shorts and they were like, oh, you have to have trousers on, and I actually for once I do have trousers on, but I still have my shoulders out, so I was really surprised they didn't say anything about my shoulders. But apparently it's just long trousers, and that is the first time we've ever been turned away from a religious monument because of a man and not a woman, because it's always the women, and I hate that. But yeah, I was like, sorry, what was that? Just say that again.
He wasn't bothered about the football shirt though.
No, yeah, that's respectful enough.
To like the Columbia shirt.
But put your knees away, Tom. As churches go, it's very impressive. It's absolutely stunning. Look at the architecture here, guys. Wow.
Clean actually.
Very, very clean.
Although, having come from a church town,
Yeah.
like, I just think nothing beats them instead.
Yeah, we are spoiled in Beverley because we do have one of these. Not quite on this scale, but it's not far off.
It's not as clean though.
It's not as clean. They need to take a jet wash to Beverley Minster, make it look like this. We have spent a couple of hours wandering around the streets, but I won't lie, the overnight bus is catching up with us a little bit. We just sat and got a drink. Some really nice cafes and restaurants in like the main square area. Definitely not difficult to find somewhere to eat and drink. I will be honest, we've been in Peru for about 6-7 days now. This is probably the country that I'm struggling the most with in terms of being vegetarian. I think that there probably are options, but there's not as many. And sometimes in the places we've been so far, like American English food is like slightly harder to come by that's of any decent quality. Like there are options, but they're not great, just to keep it honest. Anyway, we are walking back to Salina right now. We're gonna have a couple of hours of rest and then we're gonna come back out this evening, I think. Maybe go for some nice decent food. We want to do some research.
Maps tell me it was this street.
We've got lost, okay.
It doesn't work very well here. Apple Maps or Google Maps. Where it says something is, it never is.
Yeah, it's quite often like one street wrong or like just completely just not there, which is a little frustrating if you're walking somewhere with your bags and stuff and you get there and you're like, it's just not here. You'll ask somebody and they're like, oh, it's the next street, and you're like, okay. But we've had that quite a lot.
Colombia was bad.
Colombia was the same, yeah.
One thing though, it's difficult to navigate around here.
It is, yeah.
There's not really any footpaths, and if there are, they're very narrow.
Yeah, the roads are chaos. Actually, that was what I was going to say. I filmed an overlay. Walking through Peru, and we found this in all 3 locations that we've been now. It's difficult. It's not easy. Like, you're fighting against a lot of people, also traffic.
It kind of seems to be on like a grid system, which I think would work quite well because there's zebra crossings at the end of every like grid, but no one stops.
Yeah,
at
no.
any of the crossings.
You'll be at a zebra crossing, and you're like, cool. Oh, it's a zebra crossing, and then the cars just like keep going, and you're already on it. You're like, okay, so I'm being hit by a car now.
So I just don't really get the point of having the zebra
Yeah,
crossings.
like, why have they put zebra crossings everywhere if nobody abides by that? Or do they mean something different here, maybe? I don't know. Here we go, we're back. Such a nice hostel, this one, guys. Really, really good vibes. I thought all the hostels here have sold like hiking stuff and walking stuff. We're going in. Okay. This is the downstairs. This is where we had breakfast earlier, guys, where these people are sitting. There's a swimming pool over here. There's a camper van with wings. Don't really know what that's about. There's also a little tree house where you could sit and read your book or something, which is very cute. And then our room is up these stairs here. We can kind of see from our room another little area of the city with a red church, which is cute. We've just come to get cash out, guys, for our activity tomorrow, and the only ATM we could find is inside of the McDonald's, which is just a bit random, isn't it? I'm not even joking, guys. We were just standing at that ATM, it was not working. Like, we cancelled the transaction, we redid it, we cancelled it again, we redid it. We thought it hadn't worked for a 3rd time. We were literally about to leave. It had been a good 2-3 full minutes of it giving us the card back, and then it spat the money out. Like, we actually nearly walked off. So this is your top tip: if you're in Peru and you're getting cash out of an ATM and you think it hasn't worked, wait to make sure it's not about to give you your £100 5 minutes later, which is just really not ideal. Anyway, we've got there in the end. It's kind of like the main high street. It's pedestrianised, which is nice because the traffic's just chaos here. I'm gonna go back, get an early night because we've got another 3 AM get up. It's 8 PM and we're going to bed. It means that there's a real lack of social scene here in terms of backpacking. It's very different to anywhere else I've ever backpacked because usually it's like quite nightlife centred, not Peru. As a little dessert from the side of the street, we've decided to get these apparently classic arequipa macarons in various different flavours. We have gone for vanilla because they look just really nice, to be honest, and potentially the least offensive. Some of the flavours are a bit rogue.
I think it was 13. I gave them 20, so I don't really know why that's an issue.
An issue we've come across a lot, guys, is they never have small change.
But then all the cash machines give you big money.
Yeah, the cash machines give you like 100 and then things cost like 3.
No one will swap it for you.
Yeah. Good morning, it's 3 AM. Our first stop of the day is at this little town called Maca, and it is at the base of the Colca Canyon. I don't think it's 8 AM yet. We've got ourselves a little cappuccino just to make the day a little bit better. This lady's holding a llama. These people are taking photos with the llamas. It's a very pretty town though.
Ahorita les pasa la montera más juntos. Eso.
This is only for the
Yeah,
man.
it's like that, yes.
Yeah, only for men. I mean, what a spectacular view of the canyon this is. We made it to the top. Honestly, what a viewpoint. This is crazy. There's a little river down here, which is the start of the Amazon. Can you believe that? Oh wow, Tom's just got an amazing video. You'll have already seen it. I don't need to film it. Guys, the cloud here is crazy. It's like rising and falling so quickly. This mountain keeps disappearing, but we have just stopped at another viewpoint. For some reason we've got 45 minutes here. I really don't think we need 45 minutes because I'm not gonna lie, I can't really see very much. Do you wanna make the same joke you just made to me?
I can see all my files floating around. It's crazy.
Yeah. This is something really bizarre about this place, guys. There's these people dressed up as candle birds, which is what you're meant to be able to see here, but clearly we can't see anything behind it. But I'm a bit confused about like, what is the purpose of this job role, you know? It's actually a bit frightening.
It's like Raven. Remember Raven?
Yeah, that was a bit frightening.
He used to dress like that, didn't he?
I used to love that show. Guys, we are at the end of the vlog. It is a different day. You may notice I have eyebrows now. That's coming in the next vlog. But I wanted to quickly do a little roundup because you guys know that I am always trying to give an honest representation of backpacking. Not everything is incredible, and I actually think that this last activity that you saw where we visited the Colca Canyon for a day trip is an activity that personally I would probably lose off of an itinerary. I think if you want to go to the Colca Canyon really desperately, which you should because it's beautiful, you should actually allow for a longer trip and do one of their 2-day or 3-day trekking options, because you can hike here, and I think that would be beautiful because it really is like spectacular. I've never seen anything quite like it. It's the start of like the Amazon, the river flows through it. But to do it as a day trip, we spent about probably 8.5 hours on a bus, and every time we got off, we only got off for half an hour, and I just think it's actually not worth it. To put it into perspective, from where I live in East Yorkshire, it would be like driving to Wales to get out of the van for half an hour and then go back again. Like, it actually just didn't really feel worth it. I think it wasn't that it was super expensive, it was just a long day without really much reward. So yeah, something to consider if you are watching this because you're planning your own route across Peru, but I thought I would add it in. Not every activity has been amazing, and one thing I will say about Peru is almost every single activity in and around Cusco, so Cusco, Puno, and this one in Arequipa, they all start at 3 AM. So definitely bear that in mind. Tom and I are not morning people really, but we don't struggle to get up. But like, I think I've already said it in this vlog, 3 AM is not the morning, that is the night. So yeah, maybe plan this leg of your trip with a little bit more time so that you can space that apart, because we did it back to back and felt like death. Other than that, I shall see you guys in my next Peru vlog, which will be up on my channel on Thursday. It's a little extra bonus video because we vlogged Machu Picchu separately, and I think that it's going to be such a special vlog. It was such a special location, and despite me complaining I was unwell, I'm so excited for you to see it. Bye guys.